Nauto is using artificial intelligence and camera systems to analyze driver behavior. How does your solution work?
So we use computer vision to understand both what's happening outside the vehicle on the road ahead of you. So where are the vehicles, where are the lanes, are there any signs or red lights or other things coming up? And uniquely, we also look at the inside to understand what is the driver doing, or in some cases, what is the driver not doing? And we can identify, have they fallen asleep? Are they using a handheld phone? Are they distracted by paperwork, for example, or other objects? And then can in real time, multiple times per second, assess, is this a risky situation? So we can then give the driver a heads up, a warning. It can be subtle, hey, get your eyes back on the road, or it can be an all-out alarm if it's really an imminent collision situation.
How does your technology treat things like hands-free headsets that don't take your eyes off the road but then still can be distracting?
The key thing is we look at what's the cognitive load for the driver, right? So if you are talking like we are now and your eyes are on the road, but I'm still scanning the road, I'm paying attention, we will see that that's relatively safe. But what's unique about our system is we're not looking at any one individual behavior. We're looking at the full cluster of risks. So are you distracted and you're speeding at the same time, or you're tailgating at the same time? Because obviously distraction when you're 2-3 yards behind the car in front of you, or when you're going 70 miles per hour, is much more severe a risk than when you're doing so while stopped at a red light. So we factor all of those contributing factors in real time and decide whether or not to warn the driver and intervene in that particular circumstance.
Most importantly, what data are you gathering that suggests your solution is actually reducing bad driver behavior?
We've seen that over 25,000 collisions have been avoided where we intervened, warned the driver, they took action, typically braking or swerving, and avoided hitting something or someone. It's over $100 million in savings. And we have seen in some of the recent very large fleets that we've deployed into, where we take a couple weeks to do a baseline measurement, how distracted are they before we turn on our AI and computer vision capabilities, and then what happens after. And we're seeing 70 to 80% reduction in distractions, which we measure in terms of how many distractions per driving hour have you had. And those are phenomenal results. There's really nothing else that can give you that kind of change in risk behavior.
Many drivers aren't comfortable with the idea of being continually monitored. How do you address that problem?
If you're on a highway and you're smoothly following the lanes and it's sunny and there's nothing happening, we don't capture any data. It's when you start being distracted or you start nearly hitting a vehicle or a pedestrian, that's when we start capturing data. It winds up being less than 0.1% of all your driving time, and it really is just snippets during those risk moments, which could be caused by you or could be caused by somebody else, right? Somebody else runs a red light and nearly hits you. That's also a very dangerous moment that you want to make sure we've captured and we've warned you about.